What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to the FM22 beta with me, FoggyPlays. And we are obviously still in charge of Hertha Berlin. Today we're playing our first competitive game, if you could call it that, against Wiesbaden, who we should win fairly comfortably. They're in the third division. We've done some signings as well. You'd be happy to know. We've a couple of players that we're potentially going signing. Felix Agu is coming in, as it is right now, he's coming in on loan with the potential to come permanently. And we're looking at Federico Navarro, player we have on trial, who was at Talleres in Argentina before he went to Chicago for 3.6 million. We did have Paulinho, offered him a contract. Looks like he's going to Barcelona, but we signed Marshall Ruddy, who's going to be joining when he turns 18, which is quite nice. Dave Selk, or aka the Sulker, is after rejecting an offer from Stuttgart and has had interest from Freiburg, but they're not really looking to pay actual money for him. So he's going to be hanging around for just a little while longer. Two players we have brought in, Papetti, it's just because he's a very, very good centre back, paid 5.25 million for him. Not all at once. It's over. I think we're paying 2.5, or we're paying half it up front, and they're paying half of it over the next year, I think, something like that. And then a little bit of deja vu. Kazetta is coming in. He's coming in on loan. Normally, I sign him for the beta because he's a pretty decent left back. Don't normally get him for normal saves, because he does tend to not get signed by my director of football. That's generally what I do, is a director of football save. So he's coming in. Probably not going to get a huge amount of first team football. I know he's up as a regular starter. Don't think that's going to happen. The fans were not happy about him signing, to be honest. That was surprising. I think we got an E for his signing. They were quite happy with Papetti signing, though, so that's not too bad. We have, however, sold a right back and a left back. Klunter has gone to Bayer Leverkusen to be a squad player for 2 million. Kind of wanted more for him. Nobody was really interested. Bayer Leverkusen did offer 2 million for him, so I was fair enough. And Michelstadt has gone to Leipzig for 6 million. He wanted to leave. Can't really say no, to be honest. However, we do need to sign someone to replace them, which is what Agu is. Agu is the guy who's going to come in, and he's going to be like a guy who can play in both positions. After those transfers, I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. Yeah, we're still expected to finish in third. Still don't have any players in the media Dream 11, which is kind of to be expected. We have done quite well in our friendlies, bar the defeat to Besiktas. The game against our second 11, I don't want to talk about it. We were significantly better, just made a huge number of changes. I basically changed the entire starting 11. After, I think Stark was the only one that stayed on, but as you can see, like, we players like Robbie Brady come off the bench. Paulinho, we weren't amazing, but like I forgot that we're playing against like an Austrian side. Yeah, it's like a regional Austrian side. Played this game with a different tactic, and I was like, this is a really good tactic. And then I remembered who we were playing. So not overly. I think this was like a false start for me. I kind of was like, oh, this is a really good team. This guy I did want to bring in, Ake Loba. Still humming and hawing about whether we bring him in or not. We'll have to wait and see. He has money has been spent on him. I don't know if he's good enough to be worth bringing in. The reason we didn't bring in Paulinho, and why he's not gone yet to Barcelona, is because he wanted like nearly 100,000 a week. I was just like, no, thank you. That's a lot of money. Kazetta is not going to make his debut today because he arrived yesterday, I think. And Papetti has picked up an injury, so he's going to sit this one out. So instead, we're going to have Pekaric starting at right back, who is transfer listed. just because his contract is running out. I don't really want to be offering him a new one because he's fine, but he's not amazing. But we're going to play like a decently strong side, slightly rotated. Stark and Torunariga are both in the starting 11. Serdar and Boateng probably going to be not necessarily our guaranteed nail on starters, but they're definitely going to be up there. Molida and Piatek and Richter are front three. We're playing the slightly more aggressive wing play tactic. I think they are quite possibly, as it is right now, if we didn't make any more changes, they would be the three that we'd have starting. I am hopeful that we can find some players to come in and be just some bit better. Jovetic is going to get an opportunity, definitely, without a doubt, this season. Ekkelenkamp as well. Plattenherd is probably our starting left back. Zufik is our starting right back, but they're a little bit tired after the friendlies we had. Because we had our last friendly like 3 days ago, and just don't want to tire everyone out too much. So we are going to say it's a special day. We have already had a couple of press conferences. Didn't really go fantastically well. The media don't seem to be a big fan of me, like many of our players. Struggling a little bit with the lads. They don't seem to be massive fans of us. We have 3 players that like us, but Malida with an absolute worldie of a header. I haven't actually touched the set pieces yet because I'm still trying to figure out what starting 11 or what tactic we're going to be playing. I am enjoying the 3 centre backs because I do like having the wide centre backs. I think Stark. Oh, that was close. Stark is playing as if I'm not mistaken, he's playing as a wide centre back on attack. I think I've turned Riga as the defensive wide centre back, and then the player in the centre. Oh, Piatek hits the crossbar. Struggling a little bit here with frames. I have it set to 60 because that's what I record in. It just doesn't seem to be consistent, so I might have to change that. But Piatek with his first goal. Bremski, I think he actually has a pretty decent opportunity to be in the first team straight away. He's normally one of those players when I take over at Hertha that I loan out and then eventually just sell. But he's looking pretty decent so far. Quite happy with how he's been in the friendlies anyway. But like I said, friendlies quite different to playing competitive games. This is one of those games as well where it's probably not a true showing of how good the team is. And I have come from in FM21 playing with an absolute dominant team in our division. Richter beautifully stolen. Pekarik with what could potentially be one of his few games this season. And Malida heads over. Yeah, I've come from like the dominant team in Hungary to manage. Oh, that was beautiful. I'm quite enjoying the match engine as it is right now, with the players kind of dinking around, and you get to see an awful lot more of the. Oh, Richter just puts that one over. A lot more of the like tricks and like step overs and kind of dribbling past players. It looks an awful lot nicer than it did previously. But I suppose can't really complain too much about how good the game was last year because, to be fair, we had that virus that we're not supposed to talk about that definitely made it difficult for everybody in the world. But like the fact we got a game last year, I was quite happy with that. We're going to bring Ekkelenkamp on for Boateng, just because I want to see what Ekkelenkamp can do. Haven't played with a playmaker in a while, although the last season I played on FM21 with IntoRowZ, which I didn't actually record. I just kind of played it because I didn't think it was interesting for people to watch because we were dominant, just couldn't win Champions League, which obviously the aim. Started playing with a playmaker and that, and it was actually not too bad. But we are going to make a few changes here. We're going to bring Jovetic on for Richter, but then put Jovetic on the left. Melida can be a winger, just a standard winger. Yeah, we're playing Stark as a wide centre back on attack. I think that's definitely. This is a setup I quite like, having my wing back and wide midfield. I know we're playing wing play, but Jovetic is an inside forward, just because he's really, really good at football. We're going to make a change. We're going to take off Gector and bring on Boyada. Captain is going to get a little bit of time on the pitch in the Pokal, because, to be fair, I'm surprised we're only winning 2-0. Okay, thought that was going to be a red card for a second there. I was like, wasn't really a red card, but I'll take it. Yes, Rims. I'm going to have to start calling him Jazzy Boy again, aren't I? Jesperemski gets it across. Piatek just puts it wide. Keeper didn't seem like he was 100% confident that was going to go wide. We definitely have taken the foot off the gas in this second half. They have a free kick, but we're going to make another change. I'm going to bring Plattenhard. Am I going to bring Plattenhard on? No, I'm going to bring Tussart on for Serdar. Do I want him? He can be a ball-winning midfielder, because what he's good at. That is 4 substitutions. Do I want to make a final change? I'll leave the final change for now. We'll see how we get on in 10 minutes maybe. Might take or bring Dorita on and just kind of fiddle with the tactic a little bit, just because I don't want Melida to get overly tired. Put Jovetic up front with Piatek, but have him as a complete forward alongside a pressing forward. Put Dorita in as, actually put him as an advanced playmaker a little bit further forward. Then we can have Eklenkamp as a box-to-box. Probably not a good idea to have a box-to-box midfielder or like a Mazzella on that side, with Sterk running up and down the wing. But it's fine. There we are with our beautiful blue suit. And Jesperemski comes away with the man of the match, or sorry, player of the match. That was a good win for us. Quite happy, can't really complain about it. To be honest, Serdar and Prince Boateng not having the best of games, but that's fine. We did get 2 achievements, clean sheet and first victory. Like I said, this is our first competitive game, so obviously any results we were going to get quite a few achievements. We got 2, that's fine. Quite quietly happy with how the first game has gone. I'm not going to accept 2.9 million. I want more. Like, they want me to pay so much for his wages. I'm not going to pay that much for his wages, because he's got 2 years left in his deal, I think. If needs be, I'll just keep him, but like, really don't want to. And I'll do this afterwards. As you can see, the journalists don't really care too much about me. They're all indifferent. There was one guy who was friendly, I think it was. And then after the last press conference, wasn't my biggest fan. Just needless to say. So it's fine. We still have 7 million in the bank. About 40,000 ish in wage budget. Don't really want to spend a huge amount of the wage budget, because we do have wage limit that we can spend in the Bundesliga. So we'll have to see how we get on. The next round, it's not going to be drawn for a little while, because there's still some games to be played. I can't imagine. Nobody really wants to see it anyway. So for the next episode, we're going to come back and I think we skipped the first 2 games. We take on Bayern Munich and see how we get on in that one. That should be an interesting game. I'm expecting a difficult time against Bayern Munich, because I think, aren't they favourites to win the league? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, them and Borussia Dortmund. We're ahead of Leipzig and Bayer Leverkusen. Not 100% sure that's going to happen. I would be delighted if we could get top 4. We'll have to wait and see. it's could be a difficult time for us this season, and they're expecting an awful lot. So wouldn't be surprised if we struggle, because qualifying for Champions League with the team we have, I'm not 100% sure. So we have to wait and see what happens in the next episode. If you have enjoyed this one though, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.